everyone. So I am Sierra Woods, and I am interviewing one of my best students that I have in my academy. He is amazing. He's been in academy for about what 5 to 7 months, and he's been doing phenomenally well. And I just love his journey that he actually have implemented in the course in the academy, just in the community. He's an overall brilliant guy, and he's very special at what he does now. And I'm just so proud of him. So I just wanted to take this time out to definitely interview you, Rokane, and go ahead and introduce yourself to the people. Let them know who you are, where you're from, and what made you start, getting into the trading.
Hey Sarah, thank you for the interview.
Yes.
Thank you for letting me be one of your students. So my name is Rocane Clark, aka Rocky, aka One Rock. Um I'm originally from Jamaica. My journey's though has been taking me worldwide, because I believe that I am here to experience the world. So
Yes.
currently, I hail from Wales, UK. Most people don't know, but it's a sister country to England. So, the
Mm,
UK is made up of four major nations, and I'm hailing from one of the smaller ones. So yeah, I'm in a Wales, UK, wettest part of the world.
beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I love your accent and your whole crew. You guys really, when I spoke to you guys the first time, I'm just like, wow, they really talk like that. I love it. Like the UK and then the Jamaican accent is just put together. Like it's beautiful. I love you guys' voice. I love it so much. So
Sweet.
yeah, so tell the people how you got into trading, what made you want to get into trading, what started for you that made you want to be here.
Yeah, so really and truly, I worked in the corporate sector for a while. Um, Mainly around transport.
Mhm.
But I've always done other stuff, I'm one of them guys who is a jack of all trades, masters of none. So I do
Yeah.
I do construction, I do everything. But I was in transport and I got bored. I got fed up of the corporate world. And I can remember back in 2006, I had a moment, and that moment led me to start searching for alternative stuff. And I'll share with you what that moment was. I calculated my wage for the rest of my life, and it didn't make good reading. Um, it came out to around 2 million, just over 2 million pounds.
Wow.
And I was like, there's a guy kicking a ball around, and he's getting that paid that per week, and I'm gonna work for like another 40 years at the time I was looking at for 2 million, that didn't sit well with me.
Right.
And I was the first time I heard the voice of God clearly, and I was frightened out of my wits because there was a voice in the room. I was home alone, and there was a voice in the room, and it said, I didn't put you in that situation, you chose it. And
Wow.
I flipped up off my bed and I was like, what did you say? Because I didn't realize I didn't realize who I was talking to, and I was like, what did you say? And then I come to myself, I was full of goose pimples and I was like, there's no one else here. Anyway, the voice said, I didn't put you in the situation that you are. You chose it. And I was like, what? And I
Yeah.
started searching, and I had all sort of feelings. Yeah, to cut a long story short, I am. I started looking for alternative source because if I was the one that was putting myself with that ceiling where I'm gonna earn from my job just 2 million for the next 40 years, it didn't read well. So I started a journey of doing alternative stuff. I started first thing I started off with. I went deeper into property investing. 'Cause yes, I was a builder, but I then started to find a way how to get a second property and
Right.
stuff like that, you know. Fast forward to 2008, the old world came to a standstill. It's like everything I tried wasn't working out still.
Right.
So the journey continues because I've already got the answer from the universe that I am choosing my outcome. It's not the
Yeah.
outcome wasn't designed for me. I'm creating that reality for myself.
Absolutely.
So yeah, in 2015, I looked into to trading, you know. Um, and I actually signed up in 2017 with another trader in the UK. Um, but it wasn't working out. It wasn't working out. Um, we actually flew out to one of the islands in the UK, a country called Guernsey, where we had a live trading day. Except we weren't trading live. Nothing was happening. They were just trying to sell us another course.
Oh,
You
wow.
know? Yeah, and and I put my foot down because I'm not a person that takes foolishness.
Yes, love
My
it.
limit is, so I put my foot down, and this guy he wanted to fight me. So I took a chair up, and I was gonna knock him out, and another student held me back. And at the time I was doing a course in spirituality as well, so it was a mix. That kind of rage never really comes over me. But when I realized you're just fleecing me, I paid like 20 grand to be one of his yeah, and we were supposed to be coming out in a book and all sort of stuff. It wasn't cool. It wasn't cool. But yeah, I didn't make no money from it. So I just stopped. I didn't give the course what it deserved, to be honest with you. After that event, we flew back home. My wife was there with me as well. And she wasn't in the course. These kind of stuff. My wife is like a physical person. If she don't see it, she don't believe it. And I
Right.
keep telling her
Hmm.
it's not your eyes, it's your mind.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was that. Like, I've got the material still, a lot of it, but that was my introduction to trading. And it wasn't good. We used to mark up the charts on a Sunday, and you know I did a lot of demo trading and stuff like that. I'm not really a demo kind of guy, because doesn't matter how I practice on the demo and try and keep it real. In the back of my mind, it's not
Right.
real. Real is
Understood.
real, you know.
Understood.
Um, so yeah, that was kind of put aside. I used to practice little trading here and there. Not following anyone. Just following the little that I knew.
Right.
Wasn't really successful of it. In 2020, I lost my mom, so then the world changed again for me. I was back on I was back on the trajectory where I want to travel. I want to travel the world. You know, by this time we were now living in Wales. We had left London. We're living in Wales, in the countryside. Everything is fresh, clean, nice. You know, um, but the world was like, as the years go by, the world gets smaller, but
Right.
people are more and more in their box. Less and less people have seen any part of the world, and if you
Absolutely.
don't see the world when you're alive, when are you gonna see it? When you're dead?
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
So yeah, it spurred up in me that I need to do something that was flexible enough that would allow me to work or transaction from any part of the world, and still be able to survive. And while I was in rental properties at that point in time, property is a thing that sometimes, no matter how much managers you've got, how much people you've got, you still need to be there to make to
Physically.
make
Yeah.
a decision.
Yep.
So I started narrowing down that side of life, and I'm starting to, like, yeah, I'm going back into trading. So I didn't get in there in the way that I wanted. I end up getting into cryptocurrency. So I got involved with an MLM opportunity in the crypto space, and yeah, that was good. That was finally giving me the lifestyle that I wanted. I was making anywhere from, when I just started, to 6 months in, I was making anywhere from like between 500 and 3 grand a day. You know.
Wow.
So
That's wow.
yeah, but being the investment type guy that I've got, I didn't take enough money out of that opportunity. I reinvested so much in it that when it collapsed, it like wiped me out,
Oh, wow.
seriously.
Wow. Wow.
And I built massive team. in my own personal team was over 300 people. Um, yeah, I got one step from the top rank. So, and that was my yeah, and that was my first introduction to network marketing.
Or network marketing. Mhm.
Yeah, but inside the network marketing, you had to trade. So you had to buy this cryptocurrency and you had to sell it for this one, and then you had to move it to this one and then sell that one and then get USDT and bring it back to real currency. So that opened up my mind, and then I started looking at what would you call it? Like, when you buy high and sell low, what do they call it? It's like a triage, but it's not that. The word is slipping me right now. So it was in this opportunity where I met people like Val and Chelsea and all these other guys, never knew them before 2021. Um, and I was a nobody. Nobody knew me. Nobody knew of me. I was like a phoenix, just rose up out the ashes,
Oh,
and
beautiful.
suddenly I was inside their group, the overall one of the overall bigger arms, and everybody was like, "Who is this guy? Who is this guy?" He just appears out of nowhere. He knows what he's doing. Within 4 months inside the opportunity. I started presenting. So I became one of the presenter presenting the opportunity, became one of the trainer teaching the opportunity.
Wow.
So yeah, and then I started looking at it and I'm like, when the opportunity collapsed, I'm like, man, that was good. That was arbitraging. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh, arbitrage. Okay. And it's crazy because I was just thinking that on the top of my head, but I was like, let me let him
Yeah.
tell me exactly what it is. Arbitrage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So when that opportunity crashed, I kept on doing a bit of arbitrage here, arbitrage there, but you haven't got either you haven't got enough money or you haven't got the quickness of the computer speed. So manual arbitrage is not the best idea.
Yeah, I totally
Yeah.
understand.
So fast forward like to 2023. Um, in the 2023, the guys that were running the group that I was a part of, they started coming out with few solutions. They're like, we had a wicked rough 2022. Let's move forward, 2023, 2024 with something, and part of what they had was an AI trading. But in order to get your hands on the license and the bot, it's a lot of money, right? I looked into it and I'm like, okay, I understand what you guys are doing. And yes, if I had the license, I might wanna keep it at that price as well. But that price ain't gonna help people. So I'd reached out to Val and I was chatting with her and she was like, so I said like, you're making money, and she's like, no, I'm not making no money. I'm like, you can't not be making money. Your voice is all over the training material, like.
Right.
And she was like, no, I'm not making no money. Anyway, she said, I've got something coming up. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, there's a group called Farm Rising, you heard anything about them? I'm like, I know about Farm Rising. She's like, oh, you know Farm Rising? And I was like, the other day, like I was working, I was just driving, and like God was saying to me, contact Chelsea. And I'm like, but me and Chelsea ain't no big friend like that. We know each other,
Right.
we know of each other, we communicate, but and like I didn't call her because I'm finishing like late at night, and like the next week I was on the same route and the vibes was like, ring Chelsea, ring Chelsea. So I rang Chelsea and Chelsea like told me she said like, I'm talking to Val and Val is telling me about Farm Rising. So when Val was telling me now, Chelsea had already told me. So I was like, Chelsea. Yes, I was saying to them like, I can't get involved in anything right now because my finances is so messed up because of where I was, because of what happened so fast and enough stuff wasn't protected to cover stuff. Things was like we'd invest some money in a couple of projects, one real estate project, another project, and we were supposed to be getting some money out, and them money we've been told like forever them money are coming, and we still can't see any of those money.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, the whole thing is messed up. So I'm like, nah, I can't do it. And Chelsea was like, what if I pay for you? And I'm like, nah, man, this is not why I've been told to call you. And she's like, listen, I just need to get Val to give us the go ahead, and then once she give us the go ahead, then I'll pay for you. And I'm like, cool, I'll pay you back as soon as I make some money, kind of thing. And she's like, don't rush, man. We'll do it, you know. So yeah, so that's how I been Val. Val somehow Val cousin I understand was the one that found you, introduced Val. Val spoke to Chelsea. Chelsea spoke to me. I spoke to Maisie, and the whole collaboration formed,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know. Um in my journey while I was trying to figure out stuff for myself, I did buy a prop firm account like 2023, and I was trying to do the challenge on my own, but for whatever reason. And no, I actually found I am Academy
Oh,
online.
I am. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was through them that I end up getting this challenge account, but I couldn't pass it. My son was looking into passing it for me, and he was struggling with all the rigmarole because we weren't actually trading. We were just doing some data and stuff, and it was just like, and I was like, I can't be asked, I can't be bothered with this thing, and I just parked it. So yeah, so I've got to give credit to them guys, for finding you and bringing you my way, and again to have the confidence to say, listen, we know Rocks, we see what he strives for when he strive, and he can deliver. If he said he's gonna
Yes.
deliver, you know. So yeah, that's how I found you. Long story.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, it's a beautiful story, and I resonate very well with it because when I found out when I was working a job that it took me like 8 hours to make $100, I just knew the math wasn't making sense. So I resonate with you heavily when you said that it doesn't sit right with your spirit to just be at a job and it doesn't make sense mathematically, right?
For
So,
real.
and I'm just like, this can't be life. And then you already calculated the numbers that it would take for you to, for you to either get retired or not to be retired. Just knowing those numbers and it's not adding up. You're like,
No,
okay, I need to actually, you know, lower the actual years that I need to spend at a job. You know what I mean? And
for
so
real.
I'm just so thankful that it's people like us that have that type of mindset, that have that epiphany to realize that working the workforce is not for us. You know what I mean? Especially for us that's trying to go out there and have freedom, teach other people, have an impact on this world. We can't be tied up at a 9 to 5. It's just not going to work, especially the impact that we want to actually contribute to the world. And so I'm just so thankful that Valerie, because it was more so Valerie and Nisha. Nisha told Valerie about me, and so
Yeah.
Valerie told it was just a whole effect, like snowball effect, that it just ran down. And then I'm just so grateful to have all of you guys because it's just a whirlwind just to see you guys also in a whole another country in the UK. In the
Yep.
UK.
And it's like me and Valerie that we're not even in close proximity. Like I said, I'm in Wales, they're in England. It's two different countries, two different flag, two different prime minister, two different everything.
Yeah,
But because of the connection and because they've used to me, just driving into London, no problem. It's probably a 3-4 hour journey from where I live to get to Val. You
yeah.
know. Yeah. Funny enough, Val was here a few weeks ago. Yeah, she came out to London for the first time.
Wow.
I don't know if she let me saying this on the interview, but it's done, Val. It's cemented.
Yes. Yes, it's beautiful, and the thing about it is that I prayed for to God that I could have students globally, and then you guys have just popped out of nowhere. So I'm so thankful, O'Kane. So amazing story for sure. And yes, just tell us about, what your journey has been like since you have joined the program, what things that you see that for yourself that has helped you, what stuff that you have learned, what stuff that you have basically overcame in trading before, what you were doing before you joined. What would you say that was the differences that helped you move and push forward?
Cool. So pretty much when I joined, so I joined back in May. I think we had a
Yeah.
call. We had a call late April. I was actually coming from one of my cousin's funeral and we stopped off in London and we had a group call. Actually at the funeral I was telling Maisie, I'm like, I found something. you know my spirit is just resonating with the person who is teaching it. I'd watch your video with Calvin by then. So yeah, big up Calvin, man. I watch Calvin podcast at least one a day,
Yeah.
maybe not. Yeah, 100%. um so yeah. um Coming into Farm Rising, I took 2 weeks, 2 solid weeks, and I went through the course. And every one of the guys, Val was like, "You can't have done the course already." I'm like, "You're joking. You can see somebody's like giving you money on the table. You think I'm gonna waste time and not?"
I know that's right. I know that's right.
So yeah, I went through it and I observed stuff really quick. Not everybody's gonna get it the way I get it, really, really, because I process stuff really, 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 really
Yes,
fast.
he does. Yes, you do.
So yeah, I went through it within 2 weeks. I played around with the demo. Like I said to you, the demo wasn't my thing. It don't do nothing for me. It never have, never will. Yeah, so played with it though and realized, yeah, if I stick to the entries, I'll definitely gonna make some money from this. But if you remember the first conversation I had with you, I wanted to get back to the prop side. How can I get someone to fund me, us?
Right,
Because I know from the knowledge that I had, if you haven't got, say, 10K in a personal account, the chances of you making any kind of real money are slim.
yeah,
Because
right,
if you ain't got like 5, 10K, you can't trade the US 30 at $10 a pip. You can do
right.
maybe $1 a pip at
Yep.
2K, but so when we first had that conversation and you said, right, prop firm, I'm like, yeah, I can remember all the other guys didn't know what a prop firm was, but for me it resonated because I knew what you was talking about from me trying to do one before, so yeah, so when I remember when we were originally talking, and you said you got a prop firm coming up, Paradise Capital. um yeah, shout out to Paradise Capital, man.
Yeah.
They've eased the pressure. They've eased the pressure and kept
Yes.
the government off my back.
Yes.
Well, you're a when I consider myself as a special one, and I'm a child of God, and when God people are coming out, the governments are gonna be up on your shoulder, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
so yeah, especially when you're trying to break out. So yeah, Paradise has definitely kept the government off my shoulder for the foreseeable future. Um. But yeah, so jumping in May, spending the first 2 weeks studying studying the course and practicing. Um and then I was like, yeah, I need to get me one of them prop firm account, but financially I wasn't in a position where I could just say, right, let me get one of those account. People might not believe, yes, you might have loads of stuff on paper, you could be a millionaire on paper, but when it comes to liquid cash, it's not often time you're able to find it. And someone might say, well, you're in crypto, just sell some crypto. You can't.
Right.
It's like the market, even with trading, you don't lose until you sell, right?
Right.
So if you're in a
Right.
position and you've got the equity to back up that position, until you make the decision to sell, close the position, that's the only time you lose, right? So yeah, you certain things you can't do at certain time, um, because of situations, circumstances. So yeah,
Absolutely.
so so then I was chatting with like Maisie now, and Maisie said, I'll help you buy a prop firm, bro. And I'm like, okay, that's a good idea, but it's a bad idea because Chelsea paid for my course. Not a lot of people know, but now it's public. Yeah, Chelsea paid for my for all everything from Rising, me signing up and all of that stuff. So yeah, so that there you go. Chelsea paid for the course and Maisie fund the first prop firm. Um
Oh, wow. Beautiful.
and yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing just to have that 200K and be able to play with it, make some money with it, staying within the rules, you know. At first when you look at it, the rules are gonna appears difficult, but everything's appears difficult, you know.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
but once you understand the rules, once you get your teeth in, find the nitty-gritty, and then you create a system within the rules, it's easy.
It's
It's
easy.
way easy, way easier than you think, you know. So after playing with the rules, I realized that my biggest problem, and a lot of people are gonna be like, Rookin, why are you saying this? But the biggest problem I had was making too much money because it was so easy.
You know?
No, believe me, it's so easy to make so much money that you don't get a payout. You wouldn't even really realize it. So what I did, I studied the rules. And I remember I was speaking to you like, to get the lot sizes to make sure consistency was right, everything. But I studied the rules, and when I studied the rules, I realized if I wanted if I wanted to make 7K for argument's sake off my 200K account, bearing in mind I can only make 12.
Absolutely.
I'm not being greedy. I just want to make 7. So the easiest way to make 7 is okay. In a really, really, really good market condition, a CPI day, a PPI day, or a news day, right? I can make myself 3.5K. Why? Because if I make 3.5K, one of the rules for Paradise Capital is they're gonna double your largest day or your largest trade, right?
Right. Yeah. Hmm.
So if I make 3.5K, now my largest day is gonna be double, is 7K. That is what I originally wanted anyway.
Right.
But if you take another paradise rule, which is I must make 5 trading days.
Hmm.
So if in 2 days, say I just sit down and wait for 2 news day or 2 good days where the market is running in my favor,
Exactly.
I've still got to do another 3 days,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And if I've got to do another 3 days, then I've got to make some money because I've got to maintain the consistency.
Right.
So if you guys notice, every time I send in for a payout, I'm either exceeding the 12K or I'm at
Yes.
the 12K. It's not that I'm aiming for the 12K. I've never once aimed for the 12K.
You do an amazing job at that. Listen.
No, seven K is my number. 7K is my number.
Hmm.
But the formula that I've created, 2, 3K, they are 2, 3.5K. They I don't want any day bigger than 3.5K.
Yeah.
Don't not interested. Because two of those are gonna give me 7. So when they double it, I'm at the 7. And then the other days will give me 1K, 1.5K, whatever. But
Right.
all the time I end up at 12K. All the time I
Okay, that's beautiful. That like to be making that much money. And honestly, when you got funded, shout out to you because you got funded, right? And you can tell your story on that too, the process of the funding, because we got you funded the same day. And that's the beautiful part about it is that what I love when new students join is that you guys can go through the course, learn the skill set, and then have the funds to be able to leverage that. So with you just combining the two, that has been a successful work for you. The first step of you going back into it, you had a little mishap there, right? You had a little mishap, And then you say, okay, I'm going at this at again, and that's how you wanted to figure out the lot sizes, right? You can tell your story on that, and then tell how you advance from there.
Sweet. So, so as you guys remember from the beginning of the story, I'm a traveler. I'm a nomad. So we had, as much as I didn't have any funds, we had already agreed to go to Florida in June as my daughter was finishing her school, high school, transitioning to college. Um, we had our plan was to go to Florida, and my wife has got a brother that she hadn't seen for some 30 odd years that lives out in Florida. And she's got another one in Maryland that she hasn't seen for a number of years, and her sister from Canada she hasn't seen for like 13 years. So everyone had agreed to meet up in Florida. So that was the plan. I'm going to Florida, I'm gonna chill. Um so at this time I'm thinking, cool, if I make this money, I'm gonna have some money to spend when I get to Florida,
Yeah.
because at the time I'm still going through challenges, financial challenges, but it's me anyway. I don't let money dictate my outcome because you can't let money dictate where you wanna be. You have to create your reality. You have to make your own reality. So I always make my reality whatever the financial circumstances anyway, you know. So um I'm out in Florida. Like before I get to Florida, I was like the week before I went to Florida. So I'm flying out to Florida on Father's Day, June 16th.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm thinking to myself, I need to make some money before I go. So at the time I had the prop firm like June 2nd or somewhere around there. Um Sarah passed the challenge for me, no problem. Easy, easy guys, go straight to the money, as she say.
Right.
So I went straight for the money, and believe it or not, I did 11.5K in 13 days.
Ooh. Wow. Wow.
And and in my mind, this is the first time I'm now really analyzing it and realize maybe I did go for the 12K. So in my mind, I just wanted $500 more to get the 12K,
Mhm.
right? So I went for it and the market went against me.
Listen, you don't know how many times I could tell you I can relate to that because it's like it be that little inch of maybe $200-300. That be the one that just scale it back. That happened to me so many times.
Believe me, believe me. One sec. Oh, yeah. So with hindsight and with foresight and knowing what I know now, I'd have never gone for the 500. I'd have just sit and wait out the time. So yes, I went for the 500 anyway, and the market went against me. So I landed in Miami, went down to West Palm Beach where we were staying. Um, and I can't find my charger. This is Monday now. The market is open up. I'm ready
Yeah.
to go. I'm in a different country. I'm in a different time zone. So I was up from UK time looking at UK markets because at that time I was still learning all the different markets.
Right.
Uh, so yeah, I'm in a different country. I'm in a different time zone, and I can't find my charger for my laptop. And I'm in debt. I'm in drawdown, massive drawdown. All of my money is diminishing. Imagine you've got no money and then you've got 11.5K looking at a screen in touching distance. In 8 days, that's gonna be in my
Your
pocket.
payout, right?
And yeah, anyway, I went on Amazon and I ordered a charger. And they
Mhm.
delivered the charger, and the charger came within like an hour. And I'm like, whoa, Amazon is quick, man. Because I sometimes deliver for Amazon over here. So we got nothing as quick as what they've got out there. Charger turns up, it's the wrong charger.
Wow. That's terrible.
So anyway, I'm like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So I phone my son now back in the UK and I'm like, can't find my charger. He's like, why don't you use mommy's charger? I'm like, come on, bro, I've got magnet charger, mommy's charger at work. He goes, yeah, but your USB ports are reversible, they're charging ports as well. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, just plug mommy charger in it, in one of the USB and it will charge it. By the time I went to get mommy's charger and come back, my account has just disappeared.
Oh my God.
There's
I
no account. At least nowadays we get an email. There was no
Oh, not even You just can't log back in the account. It's gone.
there's nothing. It's just like, what? So I ring Maisie because Maisie's my sister, but she's my accountability partner. You know, we do
Uh,
crazy stuff. And I ring her and I'm like, sis, I can't get in my account. And she's like, that happened to me like yesterday. Try and log in. I'm like, nah, mine was going in debt, it was going against me. Um, couldn't find my charger, just get a charger, and yeah. So anyway, I messaged you and I said to you, this is what happened. Can't get into my account. I haven't got no email from Paradise. I haven't got no email from no one, but it's gone. Everything's gone. And I remember you working through like how much debt did you have, what blah blah blah. And it was just like shit, my 11.5K is gone.
He's gone.
I've just blown Maisie's money.
Oh my. So I remember that day when you messaged me and I was like, hey, don't panic because it happens. I've blown so many accounts before. And it's just like, is the great thing about it is not the end of the world. Now it will make you feel defeated because you were up that much just to lose it within a short time span, and that could have been your money, in a couple of days. It's hurtful. It really is. But the great thing about the market is that it has the volatility every single day, every single month. And so you can always replay that back. And sometimes the loss that you take, the win is even greater than that. So talk about how you got the second challenge and you pretty much just blown my mind, okay, blown everyone else's mind, and just did wonderful wonders. I'm excited to hear it because I love your story. I really do.
So yeah, blowing the account, I decided, right, that's enough. I'm going to the beach.
Mhm.
I I asked my brother-in-law, like, where's the beach? And he's like, yeah, it's just down the road. I'm like, is it? He's like, yeah, just down the road. I'm like, cool, okay. So we got some stuff and we started walking. 45 minutes later, we were like at the beach. Just like, anyway, we enjoyed the beach. When it was time to come back, we found him, he picked us up, and we came back home, and then we got the news that Cardella brother had passed. I was like, wow, it can this day get any
Any
worse?
worse,
You
yeah.
know? So yeah, in my head now, all the messages that I sent to you, I've been playing them back and forth, and I'm like, Sarah, don't understand. I know you've blown loads of rock out, but I'm blown mine and I've got no funds to get back another one. Um, and I was like, okay. So I said to Maisie, she's like, bro, I don't know, man. I got like $200. So I'll give it to you if you want. And I'm like, okay. And she gave me like $200 and I put it in my personal account. Guys, if you're trading a 200K account, don't try and trade a $200 account. It's not gonna work. That vanished like vapor. It just
Right.
disappeared. It just disappeared. And I went on with my crypto account, sold some crypto, put another 180 in, rode it up to about 250, and then by the next day it just disappeared. And I'm like, I have to get another prop account. So yeah, I reached out to Sarah, explained all my drama that was going on. And then eventually had some crypto. I don't know if you guys know about, well, we're always on Telegram. Telegram's got their own kind. So I bought Telegram kind when it was like $2, sold it at about $9. And that's what funded my other account. And this time I decided I wasn't gonna say anything because I knew what to do. I did it before and
Right,
I knew what not to do because I
right,
did it before.
right.
So anyway, this was like midweek, maybe Wednesday. I got the account. Um, Sarah's got it passed for me. Um, you want to know the funny thing? I paid for the account. You said that I think it was a double payment, but the credit card, I shut my card after that
Oh
because it
wow.
was
Oh my goodness. Wow.
apparently I went over the limit. Anyway, that's beside the point. We had to get it done, you know. This is one thing I can tell anyone that's listening to this conversation. Make it up in your mind that you want to get it done. You know, see the result of it being done, and by the grace of God, it's gonna be
Yes,
done. You
yes.
create your reality. So yeah, I traded like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I was up. I didn't tell no one. I didn't tell Maisie. I didn't. The only person knew was my daughter because at this point I'm trading with no emotion. I'm trading on my flight from London to Miami, 9 hours plus. I was listening to one good trade,
Mhm.
and all I'm looking for every time was one good trade. You
Yes.
know, I had some friend come visit me and I was showing them on my demo. I was like, "How much money do you want me to make and how quick?" That's how confident. That's the confident I had, and he was like, "Make 700." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I went like, bam, 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 reach 700. That's like, should I take it or should I let it go to 1400? And he was like, go 1400. Let me see.
Yeah,
Got into
yeah.
1400, and he was like, bro, I need to get into this. And I'm like, but it's not always like this. We are recommended to take 200, 20 pips, get out. 20 pips, get out. The market will eat you alive. So, don't think that I'm overconfident now at what I'm showing you. It's just I am understanding the market because
Yes.
I have given my wife would wake up. My entire month I was in Florida for a month. My entire month in Florida, she would wake up, and every time she wake up at the wrong time, because when she wake up, I'm always on the laptop.
Right.
And she was like, "Are you not sleeping?" I'm like, "No, no, no, I just got up like 2 minutes ago." Oh yeah, okay. But I was studying. I had the opportunity to study all markets: the Asia market, the London market, the New York market from their time zone. So yeah, I was doing that. I was making notes. I haven't got my book in here with me at the moment, but when I blew the first account, I made an pages of notes, what I did wrong, what I did right, what I need to do. I documented it. I wrote it down. So it's cemented. I've taken it out the ether and I've put it into reality. So now I know where I'm at. You
Mhm.
know. So yeah. And by the Tuesday or Wednesday of the following week, I had accomplished my goal. Um, I had made 12K plus, and then some.
Talk
My
about it. Talk about it. Because I feel like that was like God testing you.
Yep,
I feel
yep,
like that was God testing you, and He was trying to test your faith, bro, King.
yep.
After your relative had my condolences, and God
Thank
has
you.
said after your relative passed away, then your computer going out, right? And you couldn't even close out of the challenge, so the challenge blown just off of you not being able to access the computer. And then God just did a whole 360 and blessed you with not only what you were trying to achieve, right, in the first time, He blessed you with more than that.
Yep,
You know what I mean? So when I say and I say God moved in your story,
100%.
I'm moved by it. That's why I love the story, because you overcame, you didn't give up, and that's the most important thing. You did not give up. You say, I'm not gonna let this defeat me. I know everything is going on right now. I'm low on funds, but that's when God tests you the most. When everything is not going your way,
Yeah, yeah.
He's gonna test your faith to see how strong you're gonna hold up. And God came and blessed you. You hear me?
100%, 100%. You know, yeah. And then I did it. I went to my daughter and I said, I've done it. And she's like, for real? And I'm like, yeah, but we've got to wait like 20, 15 days before I'll get the payout. Like, She was like, for real? I'm like, yeah. She's like, you gonna get it? I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, thumbs up, And yeah, that's when I messaged you and I told you what I've done, and I'm like, you need to keep it completely under wraps.
Yes.
No, not a word until we see
Yeah.
real money, And you was like, oh my God, you did what in like how many days? 6 days, folks. 6 consecutive trading days, a 2 weekend, like
Beautiful.
8 days.
Beautiful.
Um, yeah, that was the beginning of the first time I'm gonna see real money
Yep.
from the stock market in my hands, pocket, whatever you want to call it. But
Yes.
yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. Um, and yes, while we had to wait for the period, we went through, we checked everything. Everything was thick, consistency was good, you know.
Yes.
Um, and I had two losses, two minor losses, on the account, Um,
Two baby losses.
yeah,
Two
two
baby losses.
two
And
baby
I
losses,
think those small wins.
Um, but what that did for me, that reconfirmed my ability,
Yes.
reconfirmed my ability because it's just basically take what you are teaching on the course,
Mhm.
take what is on the chart,
Mhm.
and make them them two avenue 8.2. I remember you first said it to me. You say you go pick up your wife for 38.2 every day, and
Right.
you drop.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, but me being me, that I had to test that. I I had to really go now and test. Okay, what can I do outside of this?
Mhm.
And like I said to you, I listen to a lot of YouTube videos. I listen to a lot of other traders. I haven't seen anyone with the strategy that's gonna beat yours. I think one of you, I don't know if he's your old mentor or if you had anything to do with him. Um, what's his name? Can't remember his name off the top of my head. He uses clear channel, I think he is his strategy. But
Oh,
he more he does pocket option. I had a
your
stint where
cash?
Jcash.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You,
See, you see, I've been doing my research,
yeah,
right?
you've been doing your research. But I definitely want to thank you on that compliment because I get that compliment from so many students, and I'm just so grateful because it's God ordained for sure.
Yeah,
I'm ask God for that wisdom. So I'm just happy to see that the blueprint that's working for me has been working for you guys. But you can continue.
yeah. So yeah. So I've looked around and now I decided I'm gonna test the strategy. So on my next payout or run up to my next payout, I didn't trade any New York Times because now I'd learned so much stuff in the market. I'm now back in UK style.
Right.
Miami didn't want me no more.
Yeah.
So, so I'm back in UK style, and I decided I'm gonna see the level of my ability. I'm gonna see the level of the strategy. Does it work in another climate?
Right. Right.
Sarah is in New York, in Miami. She don't wanna wake up for London. I'm in London. I have to wake up whether I like it or not. So so let me see if London works for me. And yeah, I smacked that one out the park.
Woo.
Remember how many days I done it in? It wasn't long, but I didn't take any losses at all. Not even one losses.
Okay. Okay. You better tell them. When I because I tell you, like in 2022 I had went on my 6 month streak of no losses. And then people would be like, what? Yes, some people would be like, wow, that's amazing. You always have that 1 or 2% that be like, yeah, you didn't do it, just because they don't have the ability in their mindset to do it. But it,
It's
it just goes to show you that if he did, this is outside of me, this is my student, okay? And he did it
yeah,
himself, and just you can see how it could compound up to really not losing too much or keeping your losses to a minimum. So that's
yeah,
beautiful.
I remember by this point, I'm in the training, say May, June, July, August, like 4 months in, So yeah, I smacked that one out the park. No losses, no US trade, just all London, and a few Asia. Still using like US 13 as SPX. Um, and then, I had so many comment from other students in the group that I decided on my next challenge that I was gonna vary it up again. I was gonna do different stuff. So I did some gold and I did I did other stuff that I didn't do before. I played around with that one and yes, I did play around with it because it did play around with me as well. I went back in a few drawdowns, and but what I can say, if you're with the strategy, if you're following the strategy, you've got no fear because you will always, 99% of the time, you're going to be in the right trend.
Yes.
And if it recovers or when it recovers, it's going to take you out the drawdown that you're in anyway. Um, One of the things that I've learned or put in place from Sarah is I don't really use a stop loss to start off with. And I remember when I first spoke to you and we had the conversation because I had learned back in 2015, 2016 that a stop loss, they wipe you out with a stop loss much quicker than anything else
Mhm.
because you're setting it to reduce your losses, but they reverse the chart or they pull it down. It depends what direction you're going in, just to wipe you out before they move ahead. So when you confirmed that for me, that was like gold. I do, however, use a stop loss. So I still follow the principle of 200 a day. Believe it or not, some people are gonna see me with big trades and go, "Oh, did you get that big win?" What I do once I secure that 200 or 250, I put a stop loss in. So I use a stop loss to protect my profit. So I'm not working for nothing. You
Right.
understand? And then I let that trade run,
You're
and I
right.
just sit there and watch it. And it's like, go Nas, go US
Yeah,
30.
go, go. Oh,
And before you know it, 200 turn 1,000, 200 turn 1,700,
yeah,
because I'm confident that, okay, if it suddenly decide to reverse, I'm not gonna be completely wipe out. I'm gonna make what I
exactly.
wanted to make anyway, you know.
Exactly.
So that's where I'll more use a stop loss for the time being. It's not all glory. I've got to say, during those times I've tried other challenges. I've tried to do a challenge on my own. I failed it. I was greedy. I can admit greed made me fail it because I was like, if the AI can do it in like 1 day, I can do it in three.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So I went for bigger lot sizes. And then when I did make the money, cool. But when it went against me, whew, that money did did
yeah.
disappear rapidly. So yeah, if I had stick to the strategy 100%, I know I would have passed those challenges. Um, I've also blown accounts. Um, I've lost that account that I made those 3 wins on. And how did I lose it? When I got it back the last time, I changed over to the new platform. I didn't understand anything on the new platform. So me doing my new mathematic calculation, I calculated the equity wrong. So when I started trading on it, instead I was trading at my usual zero point 0.1, I think I was trading at 2.0
Mhm,
because if you add up the leverage that they're taking now compared to the leverage that they was using before,
mhm,
it would add up to, because I think for like US 13 now, it's like if you do a zero point 0.1, it's only 7 grand in equity or something like that.
mhm.
Before, if you did a zero point 0.1, it was taking up like whatever the price of US 30, so it would take up like 43K of your equity, would have been wiped out straight away. So you guys nowadays, us, we can do a lot more trades on the new platform if we wanted to. We're
Right.
using a lot less equity in the account. I didn't realize that in the beginning. So yeah, I messed up the account. I've got a couple of screenshots. One day I'm gonna share them. I actually went like 45K in profit.
45K in profit. What?
Yeah, but I couldn't take it because I can only make 6%, right?
Oh my goodness, Bro King. You are something else.
I had to leave it to go into negativity again, reduce, and I didn't have time to watch the whole thing. So yeah, it's long story, but I eventually blew it, and it was all because of the lot size. But I've got another account. I'm pending a withdrawal at the moment, so um,
Beautiful.
we'll ride again. But
Beautiful.
yeah, for anyone out there that is listening to me and want to follow Sierra. Um, she hasn't endorsed me or anyway paid me for this. Is but she's got the best strategy right now. If you're looking for something simple, easy, straightforward that is gonna get you to the money, Sierra's strategy is the best.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Bro King. I really appreciate that. That means the world to me. I really do. All glory to God for sure.
Yeah, and I'm a very stubborn person. Sarah, I did post a copy of my book to you. I don't know if you got it, but that is my book. Um, so yeah, if you guys know me, you know I'm determined. If I've
Yes.
if I've actually gone and published my story and published my strategy in this book, it also talks about when I had that epiphany with the Lord and He revealed to me that 2 million for the rest of my life was useless. It's also in this book.
I
So
love
yeah,
that.
there's a lot of my journey inside my book. So the fact that I've made this reality now,
It's
this
beautiful.
yeah, it's gonna outlive me no matter what, but expect another edition because with my trading journey, as it goes on, I'm looking right about year 4, I'm gonna write a book
Oh,
because it's
beautiful,
only
beautiful
gonna get better.
routine.
It's only gonna get better, you know.
Beautiful. And what would you say? Well, I already know that, but if you don't mind sharing, what would you say your biggest payout was?
So my biggest payout so far is just over 9K, which is amazing. At one of my jobs I only get like maybe 12K for the year.
Right. Yeah. So and that's what's so crazy, guys. And then it's all proof. Bro King has done it, and I'm just so ecstatic to see it because not only that, you learning this skill in this format for you to excel in life. You mentioned to me that you're actually resigning from your job.
Yeah, I actually did. So I resigned last Saturday. I've got to work up until the 16th. I've still got challenges, guys. I've still got loads of challenges, but like I said, I don't let challenge define my future or my reality. So yeah, I'm actually leaving the job. I'm gonna do scalping full time. Um, I haven't decided exactly how I'm gonna do it yet. I'm hoping that some of that money that I mentioned that should be coming to me actually lands in my hand. That way I could get a 10K account and I could continue trading US 30 and scalp it, and that will easily take me to a stage of what would you say, replacing my income, more than replacing my
Yes.
job income. And it's cold time now in the UK. It's not like Miami where it's warm all the time. So the last thing you want to be doing is getting up and scraping ice off your car, or
Right.
and one of the job I do, the places that we go is yeah, you don't, I know it's an essential service and people need to get their stuff, but I don't want to do that job in the winter time.
Right. No, I totally get it. And that's
Yeah.
beautiful, okay, because that's honestly taking a leap of faith and it's proven to yourself that, and you've proven it multiple times. And that's the beautiful thing about it. You gotten like three to four payouts already consistently back to back, and not no little baby withdrawals either. Okay, not no baby withdrawals, beautiful withdrawals. And so and so it's beautiful to see that, you know, you could do that bi-weekly, you could do that within 3 weeks, you could, you know what I mean? And so I think that's very meaningful, because my epiphany was, you know, if I can consistently make money while I was working at my job in trading, then I would quit. And so and honestly, that was the end goal for me, to be able to actually have enough time to be able to have all the freedom, and just, you know, wake up when I want to, and not do something because someone else is telling me to do it. So I think that's beautiful. I love your story. Absolutely. It's beautiful. And I'm just so thankful for you, Rokane, because you are a prime example of what a great student looks like. And I'm just happy to see your success. And I just wish you the best, honestly, going forward. And I know you can do it, and you've proven yourself that you can do it. And I just want to see, you know, for the rest of the game too, to follow right alongside you. You're just gonna be the leader of that crowd, to just pretty much just push them. And you are a prime example to them. Like, they are proud of you. You don't know how many times they mentioned to me, they're like, I'm so proud of Rokane. I'm so proud of Rokane.
I know. I get a lot of messages from the guys. I get a lot of messages from the newcomers as well. Um, and if you guys are watching this, and especially the newcomers, you know, take some time to go through the course.
Yes.
Don't make it about the money in the beginning. Yes, I was in a stage where I needed money, but look, the first money I made disappear like champagne going flat. So so don't make it about the money. Make it about the learning, because once you learn it and you understand this, even if the system didn't work again and you had to draw your own Fibonacci line, then you know what you're looking for, you know? So don't, you know, don't make it purely on the money, you know, if that's what you're coming in for,
Right,
because you saw Rocane made, you know, 20 grand in couple months,
right,
is not the right way, you know.
right.
Um,
Skill set first, and the money follows behind it.
100%, 100%, you know. One of my good friend has just joined up, you know, and I said to him, learn. I know you know he's got his proper account and he's ready to go. And I'm like, bro, before you trade that account, understand this, you know, because I know you're doing it elsewhere, but if you learn this, you will get to where you need to go, you know.
Exactly.
When I just started, I had 12 sections on my computer, so I had 12 different pairs up that I'm looking at. And I'm gonna tell you guys something. Even if you put those 12 pairs in, say they are all in the uptrend and you went in and a buy on all 12 pairs and the market is moving up, unless you set take profit on all of those 12 pairs, if the market start retracing, there's no way on earth you can close them 12 pairs out. And
Exactly.
even if you go on your computer and you press close all, you close them one by one. So if by the time you finish closing them, you're losing on some of them anyway. So it's no point in taking that many trades,
Thank
you
you.
know?
Thank you.
It's just find a few,
Find a few peers. And
find a few
and
and
and, and
run
okay,
with it.
the last question would be one or two questions more left. What would you say, what made you like US 30 and or XPX or NAS 100? Because a lot of people are told to stay away from those pairs, because yes, it can be considered dangerous, right? To start off with, but what made you like, like that pair to trade, or just
Um so I'm not trading US 30 at the moment because she's not my friend. But but I like Nas. I love US 30 to be honest though, because it's fast. It's a very fast spear, you know. I- Most people don't even realize that you should kind the phrase done for the day. 90% of the time when I lose money is because I'm done for the day too many times for the same day. You know, there should be an AI when you say done for the day, the computer doesn't open again. You
right,
can't.
it doesn't open anymore. That's why I say slam it shut. I don't want to hear nothing else in the chat. I don't want to hear, everybody should be done. Go outside and play.
But no, compared to the currency pairs and the and even gold, you have to give it a lot more. You have to give it a lot more time and patience. Yeah, US 13 has SPX. If you have a smaller account type, it's good. Um, but yeah, definitely US 30, definitely NAS. They've got the liquidity, they've got the volume, they've got what you need to make the market move.
Mhm.
And you know, if you follow the market structure, if you follow the patterns, if you follow what is happening in the economy, then you're bound to eat your bread. You know, and don't try and do 6 days like Rocane. Rocane had to prove to himself that that I could do it, and I needed to get it done while I was still on US soil before I get back to UK. So there was many a factors why I push the way I push. But yeah, it was more to prove to myself that I could do it, you know. Um, if you're doing 200 a day, you know, that's a grand a week. You
Right.
know, if you take 20 days, that's 4 weeks, that's 4 grand. You know, so if you only got 4 grand payout and then you move up, the next payout is gonna be a bigger payout,
Bigger payout.
you know. But again, guys, not everyone listening to this is trading with Paradise Capital. But if you are trading with Paradise Capital, the consistency is super, super, super important, right? You don't want to be yo-yoing. One big win, one big loss, one big win, one little. That you need to stay consistent. Make 500 a day, make 200 a day consistently. And you're good, you know? And the other thing you got to remember with with Paradise, of lost my train my chain of thoughts. But yeah, but yeah, with Paradise, once you're following the rule, the consistency is not only the amount that you're making, there's also the lot size consistency, you know, and the simple formula is, if you start with a zero point 0.1, then you can double. So you can go to a zero point 0.2 and you can decrease down to a 0.025. So you can double what you start with, you can 4 times what you start with. But that's it. That's the box that you've got
Right.
to
That's the box. Mhm.
remain in, to be, doesn't matter what pair you're gonna trade. So if you know you're gonna start with trading US 30, just trade US 30. Don't try and go JPY, don't try and go gold, you know. Gold was sweet today. It was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
going up in one steady move, you know, like bricks and bricks and bricks and bricks.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, but there was other peers as well. You know, I ran an experiment with a couple of pairs. There's a European pair called DAX, DAX.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
and that's DAX can tell you what direction the market is gonna take. If you watch it in the European time, you see what it does. And often US 30 and NAS come and mirror what it does. There's a UK 100,
UK
which is
100. Yeah.
similar to SPX. So if I know I have to work and I have to work certain times, I trade those pairs as well, but I don't really. I understand them, so I know what they do. First, you have to understand the pair. The most money I've lost is on USD JPY, and that's trading 10 cent pip or $1 pip on my personal account, and it gives it to you and it takes it back. You know,
Mhm.
it's a crazy pair,
Yeah.
but no, US 30 rocks, and if you listen to YouTube and other traders, there are loads of them that favorite US 30 and favorite NAS, and it's a 6 trillion industry, man. There's enough money a day. You know, 6 trillion a day. There's enough money for everyone. And yeah, we just have to get to the top, guys, and then we build a chariot and we go and lift Sarah up around Miami, you know, carry her on our shoulders. The queen of Forex, the queen of Forex, you know?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And before we go, we wrap it up. What words of encouragement would you get someone that is looking for someone that needs help with their trading journey, right? The people that are just struggling trading, and what advice would you give them if they need help?
Um, again, it depends because people are struggling for many different reasons, you know. A lot of people haven't figured out the psychology of trading. And the psychology of trading is not only the psychology of trading. The psychology of trading is the psychology of life. You know,
Yep,
you are what you create. You
yep,
get what you create. You know, there is no reality but the reality that you create. There is no magic one. It's no point, a lot of my failures are going against the trend. There's no point I'm going against the trend. The trade start to run away with me and I go down on my knees and then start praying to God. God, please get me out of it. You're not, it's not gonna help you. It can't. You was the one that pushed the button. Now push the
right,
other button, close the
right,
trade. Get out of it. So psychology, people really needs to do their psychology. Along my journey, I used to do sales. I used to do I-ticket sales, and this was one another thing that resonated with me and you guys and Brendan when he was talking, because I was thinking, damn, I was on pocket option, damn, I was doing I-ticket sales, and there's
yeah,
another guy that's done that journey. But in when we were doing I-ticket sales, we used to qualify people, you know. Um, and I've watched the Telegram group. A lot of people come and some stay and some don't stay and some active and some not active. You know, the grass is always greener on the other side if you water it. If you don't water it, as good as it looks, when you get there, it's gonna be different.
right.
Do you understand? And if anybody was to say to me, what is your trading strategy? I'd say I've come home. Sarah's strategy is my strategy. And everyone, I've got loads of messages from people that come into our group like one day, some been in there for a while that needs genuine answers. Some people need secret sauce, and I'm thinking I ain't got no secret sauce, you know. I used to play the trading the training recording in my car while I'm driving. I'm not listening to it. I'm not watching it, but I'm listening to it. Do you understand? So it's cementing in my brain over and over and over. I've gone through the course more than one time. Yes, I've gone through it one time looking at it,
Right.
but I've gone back and I've listened. There's a particular video that you had sent to me in the early days, and you said, "Watch this." And everyone that comes to me, I goes, "Go back, study the training, make notes, implement, and watch this video." So I've sent that video to so many of the guys that I've joined up. They'll be like, "What's wrong with Rockin? Just tell me how you get to the money." I just get to the money because I believe I'm gonna get to the money.
I know that's right. It's a mindset thing. It's a
So
mindset thing.
yeah, yeah, you
So
know.
that's beautiful, Real King. I just want to thank you so much for your time. And this was a beautiful, beautiful interview. And I just can't wait to, and see you continue to embark on your beautiful journey. Okay. Because it's honestly inspiring to me. Like I wake up happy just knowing that one of my students just one came from another country, right? Another country, not even in the US, and just sparking flames everywhere beautifully. And people are, and myself, I'm inspired by you, and all the students are inspired by you. So you're doing an amazing job, and it's giving me goosebumps. And I just want to thank you so much for being a part of the journey. Thank you so much for joining. And is there anything else you want to say?
Uh, just upwards and onwards, guys. Just get your psychology right. Just no one is coming to save us.
Right.
We have to save ourselves. And if you look, not I'm not diminishing anyone, but majority of people right now in our WhatsApp group, your job is not paying you $200 a day.
It's not.
And if it is, okay, what is an additional $200 gonna complement,
Exactly.
right? So just take action, man. Believe in yourself. and take action.
Yes.
I'm and when you're down, when the market has hit you and you feel like that's it, I'm done. Just remember, the market is it's been around for hundreds of years, you know. It started under a tree, like the guy said. You you know, it's under a tree and then it moved into offices and now it's onto computers and phones.
Mhm.
Um, and don't be greedy. You know,
Don't be greedy.
I find myself recently, especially when I'm trying to pass challenge, I find myself getting greedy, you
Mhm.
know, knowing that okay, I can do this in 3 days, or I can do it in 5 days, and I
Yeah.
want to do it, then suddenly 700 becomes not enough, or 2000 become not enough.
No, I had my days. I had my days like that too. Because I remember, I was trying to aim for like 5K a day, and I'm just like 3K is not enough right now. I'm trying to get that 5K. So it is a psychology. It is a psychology for sure. But that's something that that we have to work on, even in the mix of our trading. Before, in the middle, and it never really goes away. It's just something that we just have to work on constantly, back and forth. And I
Yep.
just want to say, Rokane, thank you so much for this interview. It was wonderful having you, and we will see you guys next time in the next Student Success Call.
Awesome, man. And if you're out there and you're not in the family and you're looking for a mentor, Sarah is the one, guys. She is the one.
Thank
Yeah.
you
And,
so
it, and
much.
if she can't do it, she'll send you to me. I'm not teaching. My mom always wanted me to teach and I refused.
Okay. All right, guys. So we'll see you next time.
Awesome. Thank you.